Hello and welcome. These are horse racing selections for Thursday, the 21st of March. I am flatcapcallum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. Wow, the International Week of Cheer has not really given us so much to cheer because there hasn't really been much racing that's been any good. So we are going to have our second go of the week on for Thursday's racing, but there's not a lot out there, so we're going to have a Yankee at Cork. That is my offering to you this two more vids after this before I go on a break. So I can't remember what that number means, but yeah, we've got this one. We've got Thursday night, we've got Friday night, and then that's it. So one of our final attempts to see if we can chip away at the big deficit that 2024 has created. All the stats are in the description. They usually are. And so, yeah, what have we got to do on the vid? I'll do your Wednesday's Cork Yankee. It's going to be fairly swifty tonight. We've got to do the review from Monday. We had one horse in the comments for Wednesday, and that's it. No golf this week. And I'm going to do Tips the League tomorrow night. Tips the League will be tomorrow night. And then, yeah, I was just going to completely off horses when I've done the bet. I was going to tell you two things that have happened to me in the last 2 weeks that I just think are incredibly coincidental, and just one of them like to have it happen one time and then it's now happened 2 times. I'll get to that, but non-horse racing related, so I'll leave the waffly bit till the end. Monday, what happened on Monday? We had a little try at the Curragh, close in places. Polar Bear won out the placing, Simply Sideways ran with credit but not close enough for the places. Bit of a disappointment, wasn't millions of miles away but not great, and that one placed, so nothing back on the Yankee. And then on the combination double, Casanova drifted to 25 placed, Master Garvey drifted to 12s placed, Downforce drifted to 9s placed, so 3 drifters placed. If you want an SP, you probably got about money back. If you'd done it early in the day, you may well have made a bit of a profit. The channel actually had it down as a bit of a loss because I actually got poorer prices on all 3. So it was 10 on, 5.56 back, 4.44 loss. That's what we have got for the week. So that is that. And then here is my Cork bet. So this is the one and only bet for Thursday. All at Cork, 3.23 Goldhaven 9s. That's the 16 runner that most bookies paying 5s, probably going to end up with less than that, so it'll probably be 4 places, I should think. 3.58 is the big field one. Rebel Early, who's been a bit of a channel regular this side of Christmas, is in 18s. 4.33 Chance the Robin at 10s, and the 5.08 Not May at 11s. Didn't like any of the meetings, didn't like any of the races. 20p each way Yankee, 50p win singles on the smaller 3 prices, so it's a 50p each way single on Rebel Early, and a 30p each way double, Rebel Early and Chance the Robin. 7.50 is the bet. Sky come out best for extra places, 3.65 next best for extra places. That is it. That's the one and only bet. So what I was going to say to you, yeah, I've personally just had a bit of a busy week, to be honest. So some of you know, I mentioned my dad, who's a big horse racing fan. He's not been so well this week, so he's found himself back in hospital. So he's doing all right, but yeah, that was where coincidence story number 2 happened tonight, whereas coincidence story number 1 was the previous week, right? So previous week, I was out on this thing. Let's keep it vague. I was out on this thing, right? Talking to this guy, didn't recognise him at all, and we'd spent quite a few hours together, and I didn't clock anything about him at all. And he says to me, he said, "Were you on so and so quiz show?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he says, "So was I." Short version of the story. I could make it a really long one. I won't. It's late, right? Short version of the story. I was on a TV quiz show 25 years ago, and he was on it with me, and he recognised me, and I didn't recognise him. Amazing. 25 years ago, TV quiz show. Yeah, talking to this guy for hours, had no clue. He realised we were on a TV quiz show together 25 years ago. Story number 1. Story number 2. I was in hospital visit my dad tonight, and there's a chap in the bed next to him, and I could hear him talking. The sort of medical staff were using his name. I heard him talking about his children, and it took me a while, and I pieced it together. I was like, those names are familiar, and I remembered, and I was like, hang on, this something familiar about this. Turns out, so my dad's in a hospital bed. In the bed next to him is my ex-girlfriend from 21 years ago, as dad, who I've not seen. Well, I've not seen her dad. I've seen her. Like we're friends, and in terms of I don't see her on a regular basis. But it all ended fine. Like as in, it was reasonable fit. It was 21 years ago. We were together a year. We lived together, but it all ended perfectly fine. It was there's no dramatic ending, and periodically in my life I've sort of bumped into in places and stuff, and I haven't seen a dad for 21 years, and he's lying in the bed next to my dad, which and literally if I'd not heard the names, and the weird thing was my mum had been visiting earlier, and they'd literally been in proximity, hadn't even seen each other, so coincidence number 2. So I'm looking out next week for what is coincidence number 3. So what else from my vast past life of 21 or 25 years ago, when 25 years ago I was on a TV quiz show, 21 years ago I had a different girlfriend that wasn't Mrs. FC. Weird. If anyone's got any coincidental stories like that, feel free. Let's have a international week of coincidental cheer. Shove it in the comments if you want to share. If you don't give 2 hoots, then don't worry about it. But I just thought that was remarkable. 2 incidents in 2 days. 2 incidents in 2 weeks where I literally realised something and could very easily have been in that situation and not known anything. If the guy from the quiz show hadn't said anything, I would have been none the wiser. And literally, if the penny hadn't dropped when I was in the hospital tonight, when I heard all of these names in association with each other, I literally would have had no clue that the guy next to my dad had been there 2 nights. Was this person. There you go. That's how life is. Right, so tomorrow night I'll be back. Friday doesn't look brilliant. I mean, there's a bit more to go at because we'll have a bit of Dundalk and stuff like that. And so we'll have that, and then we'll do the Tips League tomorrow night, ahead of Friday night being the final video ahead of the break. Just to recap, going on a break, planned to go on a break long ago, having more time with family, doing more stuff like fitness. And when I say a break for 6 months, what I'm saying is the expectation is between when I finish and when I come back would be 6 month period before I potentially might be doing a regular slot again. Within that 6 months, I may well pop up at certain big festivals or certain certain days I might like. I might not, but I might. I'm leaving it open. What I'm saying is, subscribe and then it's the best way to know. And because I just don't want to make any guarantees. I'm basically having a rest of committing myself, and I've got so many other things going on in my life. A rest for committing myself to making a video, 4 or 5 times a week on YouTube, and compelled to be in the comments and replying and writing and that sort of stuff. So a rest for me and a rest for you lot, basically, from the shoddy run that I've found myself on as I come towards my break, which is painful as. But that is how life goes sometimes, right? And most people are very understanding and they get it. There will always be folk on the sidelines who think everybody who follows this channel is a complete crackpot and don't get it because they, openly would say that I'm the worst tips that they've ever come across in their entire life. And if all you judged me on was the last 10 weeks, I would completely understand why you'd come to that conclusion. If you see past that, you might have a different view, right? I'm not here to tell you I am or I'm not. I don't think I'm the worst. Certainly don't think I'm the worst. And I don't really technically call myself a tipster. I'm giving you a staking plan, and it's a betting strategy. So it's not like I'm giving you a tip saying this horse is going to win. What I'm saying is I think these are the horses that are overpriced compared to their chances of doing well. And if you get a good day and you string them together, we win some nice money on an accumulator. That's what I'm about. And that hasn't happened in the last 10 weeks, has it? All right. I'll be back tomorrow night for the penultimate video before the break. You stay well. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.